That's Mike DiSalvo from Cryptopsy, and you're listening to What's Metal 104.8.
Okay, first question. You have been here, I think, since yesterday. Is that right?
We flew in on Tuesday or Wednesday. We actually landed in Berlin. Yeah.
What's your impression on this festival right now?
It's great. I mean, we've got 30 bands. 3,000 people here, and they're here to hear some kick-ass music, and they're getting that.
Is there anything of that size in Canada?
Well, there's in Canada they have actually it's in Quebec. They have a what they call a polywog festival, and it's a traveling festival, open air, which they do 5 shows throughout Quebec, and it's a great package. It's covering everything from thrash to hardcore to metal, all different styles of music. So it's good.
You are in Cryptopsy, I think, for 4 or 5 years now. Is that right?
Yeah, about 5. 5 years. Yeah.
And what do you think? How has the audience coped with the vocal change from the early growling, very deep growling style to your vocals today?
Well, I mean, when people come up to me or talk to me, they're ones that are coming up and saying they like it, and then I'm sure there's many people that don't. I read about it. Some people are into it, some people aren't, and that's cool. Whatever it is. To me, it doesn't matter to me because I'm out here enjoying myself. I'm playing at these festivals, traveling the world, and it's a great experience. So that's all I care about is putting out some quality music, and I'm sure that we're doing so.
Do you know if the other guys of Cryptopsy got any royalties for the debut?
Yeah, we got. Well, see, it's. I'm not sure about what the situation was before. With the other labels, but with Century Media and stuff, where it's licensed out to Century Media, we're seeing some kickback come in now, so which is good.
Do you know any sales rates of the last album right now?
The new one, the only one I really know is we sold about 20,000 copies in North America since Halloween, so that's the only one I know for a fact. Over here, it's a different market over here in Europe, so I think it's considerably less, but I think it's better than Whisper sold. That's what I heard, that it's selling more than Whisper did, so that's good news.
But it depends a lot of the distribution, I think. So, but Whisper Supremacy hasn't got that huge distribution like the LP now on Century Media, I think. So, okay, I saw that a single was released, Ungentle Exhumation.
You saw that someone released it?
I've seen it in several mail orders as a 7-inch, and it's the original demo stuff, or what's included there, and who is responsible for that release?
That's some kind of a bootleg. We'd love to find out actually who it is, so we could contact them, because that's a bullshit copy. Actually, we never released a 7-inch, and whatever scumbag released it should definitely get in contact with us. Or if you have the label who's doing it, do you know who released it? I just saw that too. We just seen that someone released it, but it's a bootleg version. If you want the real thing, it will be coming out eventually. I know we discussed it with Century Media in the States. It's going to be re-released CD format. So the 7-inch is someone bullshitting around and making pure profit off of our ass. So
the last LP was very, very technical, very fast, and a lot of extremities covered on that record. What is your future perspective for songwriting and playing abilities? Is there anything you want to achieve?
Well, I think we just want to, achieve solid albums. I mean, we just want to make sure that if we're going to release it, we got to be happy with it ourselves. I mean, that's it. We haven't started writing anything new as of right now. We've just been touring and sort of leaving it at that. Once the touring's done, we'll sit down as we did for And Then You'll Beg. We'll sit down, write the album, and whatever comes. I mean, it's not going to be something that we don't necessarily have a format or a plan, or it's got to be, this amount of time, or it's got to be this type of style, or whatever happens. And we're a band that will take chances, and we don't give a fuck what. Excuse me. We don't care. Okay. We don't. It doesn't matter. Yeah, if this was the States, they would bleep it out. So yeah, we don't give a fuck what people are gonna necessarily think, as long as we're happy with it, and it's something that we're proud to put the Cryptopsy label on. Then we're gonna use it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you travel by train very often?
yeah. Every day I travel by train to work. So
I ask that because of the album cover. So.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't have anything to do with that, but I'm on the goddamn train every day.
I think it's a nice idea. So the train for very very fast thing, massive thing coming over you, man. What whose idea was that with the cover?
Well, we had sat down and had tossed around hundreds of different ideas for the album. Just what would be the one, you know? And it takes a lot of time. I mean, we really sat down and threw out a bunch of ideas, and it was sort of like, well, I think Flo actually was the one who came in and said it would be a good idea for something like this, and then we just worked from that point and took all levels of it. So we had a cover, we had a back cover, we thought of what we wanted for the inside, we thought of all this stuff, and we actually worked hand in hand with our graphic designer Francois Quevillon, and everything that we had given him as an idea on paper, or or just verbally expressed to him, he created the image exactly what we were looking for. The guy's a genius. Yeah.
Let's continue with the Canadian scene. What's up there with bands? Are there any bands that you would recommend us to listen to? Any hot candidates?
Yeah, well, I mean, in mostly I know the bands from Quebec itself. We just did a tour through Canada, and we played with some excellent bands through Canada as well. But I'm more familiar with the Quebec scene since that's where I'm living right now. I mean, there's some great. I mean, Oblivion. You've got Gorguts. You've got Neuraxis. There's some tremendous talent. The Ghoul Lunatics. I don't know if you heard these guys. They kick ass. If you get a chance to check it out, great live band. There's a lot of there's an incredible amount of talent coming out of there. I mean, you've got Quo Vadis, Matsia. There's a lot of bands and a lot of. The thing is, there's a lot of bands, but there's a lot of talent involved with the band. So it's not just a bunch of shit bands out there, or just, I shouldn't say shit bands, but bands that are just beginning and just learning the ropes of it. And there's just a tremendous scene and tremendous support in Quebec. It's great. It's truly the North American metal capital, Montreal. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard anything of a band called Into Eternity from Canada?
Into Eternity. Are they from Ontario?
I don't know from where they are, but they released a demo CD full length, I think last year, and it's a mixture of cynic-like vocals, 75%, some 25% death grunts, and quite progressive songwriting, but really catchy. And they released that one even in Europe on a small label called DSM Records from Holland, and they have a fantastic sound, and they really blew me away. So I thought maybe you know these guys.
The name sounds familiar, but I haven't heard anything from them as far as that. Yeah.
Anyway, so what do you think are the most outstanding parts on Then You'll Back?
What do I think is the most outstanding parts? Yeah. How about the whole album?
That's easy.
No, I don't know. I like Screams Go Unheard a lot. I think that song has got a lot of different elements in it with the didgeridoo and a lot of different styles going on with that. That's a song that I really like. I also like Voice of Unreason a lot. I think the song's got a lot of catchy riffs, and Soarin' Envision, Vision is another song I like. I like to play it live. I won't be playing it tonight, but it's one of my favorite songs on the album. I think it's just got some sick grooves in it, and it's a good song. So.
Here in Europe, the power metal scene is popping up quite a lot with a whole bunch of very young metal fans. Is that the same in the States, or what's the status of that music style there?
I think in Quebec,
Canada.
In Canada, yeah, in Quebec, it seems to be. I know that a lot, like Nightwish and Stradivarius and stuff like that, has been apparently sells really well in Canada, or at least in Montreal, anyways, in Quebec, I should say, in the province of Quebec. But no, I think it seems to be doing pretty well over there. In the States, I'm not too sure. The States, I don't think it's as popular as it is, say in Canada, or of course over here in Europe. I mean, it's it's definitely a huge movement, and people really seem to be catching on to it. So cool.
Maybe I can ask one political question. A few years ago, there was something like an election in Canada. Is that right? Referendum. Okay, between dividing the state or not. What's up there? I haven't understood that quite good. And it's a French part and an English part, or what was up there?
Yeah, it's pretty much. I actually, when that had taken place, that was about 6 years ago, and I wasn't living there. I was still living in the States at that time. But I know that it was something like 49% to 51%, 51% to stay Quebec as Canada. But what they wanted to do is they wanted to actually secede from Canada and become their own nation, their own country, and it was really really close, and there was a lot of unrest. A lot of people moved out of there. A lot of the English folk moved out, but it's very much a province. That's it's a French. It is a French province, but a lot of people speak English there too. I mean, I don't speak very much French, and I get along there fine. Never a problem, you know. So I mean, it in that sense that they were actually thinking of taking the currency away and having their own currency, or actually seeing about maybe still using the Canadian currency. But I mean, it would have been ridiculous. Why secede if you're going to use the same kind of money? And if you weren't going to use the same kind of money, obviously the money was going to be worth nothing. And you know, they were banking on, because there's a lot of natural resources in Quebec, and I think that they were banking on the fact that they would be able to be self-sufficient in that aspect. But I think the general consensus from at least the people that I'm around, and a lot of them are French. The rest of the guys in the band will all say that the referendum should never happen again, and hope that it stays with Canada. You know? Maybe it would be better, more profitable for the province.
Really interesting. So, do you have any closing comments for your fans or listeners? Something you want to add? Something you want to get rid of?
Sure, we'll be playing in Vakken on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of August. I believe the 2nd is the day that we'll be playing. Also, we'll be doing a tour with Vader, Dying Fetus, Catastrophic, Aborted, and somebody else, I forget. Someone else that's on the tour, and that's at the end of August into September for 24 dates, I think. And we also have a website, cryptopsy.net. Check it out. It's interactive, lots of stuff on there, merchandise, information, all sorts of shit. So do check it out, and keep up the support.
I've been there on your website. It's a lot of action there.
Yeah.
Visual action. So, wow. Okay, then.
I was gonna say we just want to be able to have something a little bit something different for people to go down to the site and see what's happening with the bands, see what's going on, and have a little bit more than just coming on, visiting, seeing the same shit. We want to be able to have a little different stuff on there. So